Now, in 2022, my security was approved. So it begs the question, why in 2025 is my security not approved? Why? Of course, I feel vulnerable and I feel exposed. And I wonder, is this leading to something of an extrajudicial nature? I don't know. I have to be very, very careful. So I'd rather not have any security now than to have anyone assigned to me. Be that as it may, I have people who are helping me, and I will continue to campaign. I'm just telling you that the way things are being done, it begs the question, why? Why do this to me, especially in my own barangay? Ever since the election began, yours truly has been moving house to house. Okay, so I began in Bacsil North, Bacsil South, then Metro Gabo, then Laoag, then San Mateo, then Salit Bulangon, and then Balatong, Vira, and then Santa Maria. Now, in all the places where I went campaigning and went house to house, there was absolutely no problem with the Philippine National Police. In fact, I was surprised that there were policemen who would salute me, smile, greet me as I went house to house in all these respective barangays. Now, everything changed yesterday when I campaigned in my barangay, in Barangay Calayap. So I began in Purok 1, and while I was campaigning in a specific house, suddenly a mobile police patrol arrived outside the house. Now, after that, I left the house and then went across the road and continued up Purok 1. I continued to campaign, and in fact, when I came out of one house, the policeman even smiled at me and one even saluted. So I continued to campaign. Now, there are some people who ask us to go inside kasi it's masyadong napudot. Okay, so people ask me to enter the various houses where they have air conditioning or they have fans. So in one particular house, we were invited inside, so I went in, and there was a family there with their relatives, and so, you know, I do my campaigning, I talk to them. Now, while I was talking to them, suddenly one of our coordinators came up, opened the door, and said, there's a policeman outside that's announcing on a megaphone, the megaphone of the police patrol car, that no to vote buying, no to vote buying. So we're all inside, so we laughed, and we continued with my discourse with the people inside the house. After we finished, we got up and I went out, and I was surprised because this was on a terrace and I was looking down. I was surprised that the COP was there. Our Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Rabang was there looking at me rather ominously. So I'm thinking, why is he here? So anyway, I went down the steps, and when I went down the steps, I saw that there was a policeman filming me. And syempre, that sort of triggered me, and it triggered my I-attenti asawa, Monet. And kasi I was wondering, why was the chief of police there? Why was this policeman filming me? And you've all seen the video of my response, okay? Now, after the confrontation, which was very short, very quick, we continued to campaign. I just walked away together with all of my coordinators, and we walked to other areas where we continued campaigning. Now, as we walked to the other areas, we noticed that there was maraming police patrol, maraming mobile patrol cars. There was about 4 mobile patrol cars. One of them was a mobile patrol from Bacara. Why was a mobile patrol from Bacara there? Then there was also a mobile patrol from INPPO, from Ilocos Norte National Police. Then there were other cars there, but they were hiding their LGU where they were assigned. They were covering it. Okay, so it begged the question, like, why are there so many mobile patrol cars here? Later on, as we were campaigning, there were people coming and telling us that there were policemen going to people and saying, oh, what did the mayor say to you? Oh, what did the mayor give to you? And they were really sort of intimidating people and sort of harassing people. Okay, so syempre we got medyo gulat that this happened. Okay, and this begs the question, why did this happen in my own barangay when I was campaigning with all these other barangays and there was never any untoward incident? There was no problem with the Philippine National Police except in my barangay. Okay, now I want to address certain issues. Okay, please listen very carefully. Many of our supporters are being harassed and intimidated. Okay, now, when we were going through the barangays when we were going through the purok, the different puroks in Barangay Kalayab, a number of tricycle drivers said to me, sir, the Kapitana, and I'm referring to the Kapitana of Kalayab, Kapitana Padayaw, she has been threatening tricycle drivers that their franchise would be revoked if they put my tarpaulin on their tricycle, okay? And threatening them because they're my supporters. Because of that, and this is being done in many barangays, that tricycle drivers are being threatened that their franchise would be revoked. That's why when you go around, you see very few tricycle drivers with my tarpaulin, okay? Because people are medyo takot. Now, what the people must understand is that a kapitan can only endorse, okay, a franchisee. As long as that person applying for a franchise can meet all the requirements, it is my prerogative to approve it. It's not the barangay. It's not the barangay that approves a franchise. A franchise is approved by me together with the Sangguniang Panlunsod. And that's why all the tricycle drivers should understand this, that the barangay captains cannot block their franchise. I repeat, the barangay captains cannot block their franchise. Okay? So please understand, not only this, imagine there are people who like my post and my kalaban, or barangay captains and other people who we collectively refer to as my kalaban, are monitoring people who like my posts. And anyone who likes my posts, their name is written down and they considered the kalaban of my kalaban, because they're considered pro-MMK. Now please understand that there are many different groups, RIC, BHW, Daycare, BNS, even people who participated in the Kalipi dance parade, tricycle drivers. These people are all being intimidated and harassed. Imagine, there are people even telling me that in the future now, when I go house to house in certain barangays, they will block the people from coming out and talking to me. Okay? People are going to that extent now. Okay? And please be aware that I need to say this, that in my own barangay in Kalayab, a group of policemen have rented a house close to the house of the Kapitana. They are wearing plain clothes and they are driving a white pickup. And they've been assigned there to monitor me. Now, this begs the question, why have they gone to this extent? Okay? you know, I'm taken aback by all of this. I'm just campaigning to try and win my third term. And we're surprised that my kalaban are going to this extent. Okay? So, be that as it may, I just want to inform our kailian that regardless of the harassment, regardless of what's going on, I will continue with my house-to-house campaigning, continue talking to the people, because the reaction of the people is very positive, and people really want to communicate with me wherever I go. Okay, so we will continue, I will continue to communicate with the people, come what may. I repeat, come what may. Now, about the issue of my security being made tanggal, imagine it was done in segments. First, my 3 close-in security were made tanggal, and they were made tanggal bigla to the point where they were forced to go to the region the very day. And imagine they had to leave their families bigla, and they're now assigned in the region. Okay, my 3 close-in. Then the situation with my security continued until suddenly bigla, my mobile patrol security were made tanggal, and they were thrown away all over Ilocos Norte. Okay, which left me with 2 security, and those 2 security were assigned to the patrol, to the mobile patrol, where the other 3 were made tanggal. Okay, and so they were following me at a distance. Then suddenly they were made tanggal. Now please understand that you have to request for security during the election, and it's either granted to you or denied. Now in 2022, my security was approved. So it begs the question, why in 2025 is my security not approved? Why? Okay. Now, I might get, they're saying that I should reach out to CIDG, that I can get other forms of security. But the way things are, I have to be very, very careful. So I'd rather not have any security now than to have anyone assigned to me, because there can be people assigned to me to watch me. Okay? So this is, and you know, imagine I've had my security since 2019 for years, and then suddenly they've all gone. Okay, so of course I feel vulnerable and I feel exposed, and I wonder, is this leading to something of an extrajudicial nature? I don't know. Be that as it may, I have people who are helping me, and I will continue to campaign. I'm just telling you that the way things are being done, it begs the question, why? Why do this to me, especially in my own barangay?